Now it's recording. Hey everyone. SEN registers. Let's be controversial for a moment, as if I would ever, and talk about SEN registers. I got involved in a bit of a debate the other day when someone displayed a graphic over on Twitter and the apparent loss of SEN children from year 6 to year 7. And there were a few accusations flying around, and I've got a number of theories why it happens. So my first one. Primary schools are better adapted to dealing with complex needs for longer. They've got access to curriculum materials and approaches designed for younger years and staff experienced with that. And although I don't advocate sending your year 6s to work with the reception class, you can at least use their materials. I have had my year 6s were sent down to my year 1 class at one point. Every day for literacy and numeracy. Anyway, long time ago. My second point, many parents make the decision that their child will have a mainstream education for their primary and go to a special school for secondary. And you can understand why when we look at the comparative sizes of schools and what is actually available. It's a natural transition point for that to happen as well. The third reason, I think, is that primary schools generally have more staff available to run additional to and different from programmes, which is our definition of SEN. In a secondary school, a lot of that falls to the reasonable adjustments in the classroom. The fourth one, there might be a bit of a difference in recording in primaries. So if they are recording the in-class shared support, in secondary, that's less likely to be available. We tend to use streaming or setting in secondary, and that means students are taught in similar ability groups, and therefore it's part of their high quality teaching, their first quality teaching, and not something additional to or different. The fifth reason, so SEN registers are held on our MIS, and that is what is used to gather the census data, which is where this graph came from. And those used for our actual SEN work can get out of sync quite quickly with our MIS if we're not careful. It actually always amazes me how many SENCOs are not particularly involved in the check of data around census. So they might get asked, oh, is your SEN data up to date? Yeah, I think so. But they're not actually checking that printout that comes. And there is no accusation there at all. We have all got far enough to do. But many a time I see a child who in year 1 received some speech and language therapy for 6 weeks for a slur or a short tongue or something, and they're still sat on the SEN register in year 6. And then the sixth reason, dare I even suggest this, in some schools I think there's an element of playing the exams game, and I know it's none of you. It happens in primary as much as it does in secondary. Students are added to the special needs register at the start of year 6 and hit the census, so that when SATs results are collated there can be that element of, yeah, but 45% of that year group are SEN, you know. I think we all know it happens. I don't think year 7 SENCOs deliberately delete SEN children from existence, but I do think there are a lot of factors that explain that dip that maybe people don't think about. They don't see the whole picture, they don't see what's going on. I might start pondering the 4 times increase in exclusions next, but that might require me to actually start thinking about things, and I'm not really in the mood for that today. Take care, guys.